Hello guys, Steve here, BS Slot Cars, and today I want to talk about Policar track. I love it, I love it. I owned almost all other brands of 132nd and the Carrera tracks, and to me the Policar is tops, smooth, the lane spacing, everything about it, the grip, the texture. I love it, the way the system works. Best one I've used so far, but is there one flaw? And today we're going to talk about it. I love this track. Like I said, I used every system I could think of. Ninco, Artin, SCX, Skeletric Sport, Carrera. And I don't even know if there's any other ones. Anything but like that new scale auto track. But anyhow, everything's perfect. I love this track. Highly recommend it. But I think Policar could have did something to make this track perfect. And I don't know why they didn't do it. But we're going to go to the bench over there. And I'm going to explain it to you. Let me put this down here. There's a piece of Carrera track. I had a huge Carrera track for my club. Let me get the track out up here. Show you. First off, we'll take a look at this Carrera track while we have it here. You see the edge of it? The texture goes right to the edge of the track, so when another one's butted up, it continues with hardly any interruption. Now, if you take a look at the Policar track, you'll see it has this high texture, and then it's hard to see. Let me move the camera. I don't know if you will see that, but anyhow, on the end here, on each end of the track, I'll show you on my layout, and I'll test the car to show you what I'm talking about. You may not be able to pick it up, but on the edges, for some reason, they left a couple millimeters flat, and it's lower than the texture, and it's shiny, just flat. So when you put that together with another piece, let me show you real quick. I ain't gonna push it together all the way, but you see where it joins, it gets double as wide and it sinks down like a flat. Then the texture comes up on each side. So there's a flat spot, and I don't know why Policar designed it that way. I don't know why they didn't make the texture go all to the end. The only reason I'm thinking is maybe because it's so like sharp. If it was on the end, they didn't want a little kid to get cut. I don't know, but I don't see no reason why they didn't. So when you put them together, like I said, there'll be a big flat spot, and it's kind of like a dip because it gets lower. And when you ride the cars on the track, the only thing about the poly track is you hear, when you hit each one of those spots, you'll hear a patter, like when you're on the highway with your car and you hit them cracks going across the road. You hear it in your car, like that. So I'm going to run a car on the track and see if we could hear it. But their joints go together much smoother than any track I ever seen or had. So that's quiet. I know Carrera and other tracks, when you put them together, they make the sound from the joints, kind of like a patter, click sound. The Policar's smoother that way, but like I said, I think if they would have put that texture to the end, this track would have been so quiet, it would have been perfect. I think that's the only flaw on this whole track, is that smooth spot in the connection. Let's go to the track and try it out. Alright guys, I set the camera up right there. I got these two different cars. This is a Carrera, and then I got a Skeletric. So we're going to run them around and see if you notice what I'm talking about with the smooth spots, because when you ride your car, as soon as it hits the smooth spot, it's like the track surface gets lower and it's smooth like a couple millimeters on each section. And what happens is the tires go from the rough to the smooth in like a little divot. Then they come out, and it makes like a, when you ride over them. I don't know if you'll hear it, but let's try it out. We'll try this electric car first. Let me get this one off. Listen close for the pitter patter. Hear that? It does it, and you could almost count the sections if you had something counting that pitter patter sound. Let's try it with a Carrera. Not as noticeable as the electric car. But that's my only gripe with this track, guys. It's not a big one, because I think other tracks even sound louder than that when the cars go through the sections, because like I said, if you look at that, Policar is flush smooth, so you don't get a click over there. And on normal systems, the braid will make a click over there. But it's this line, like I'm saying, no texture. Your tire rolls, hits into it, goes down, and it goes back up and makes a patter sound. And you notice it more on this car for some reason. I guess the tires are hitting harder for the braid. But anyhow, it differs on each car you use, but it does it all the time. And I don't know why. If Policar's out there watching, let us know why you did that instead of making the texture all the way to the end. Because I think if you would have made it to the end, this track would have been perfect. No flaws at all. But with this, it's the only flaw I could find on the whole system. Guys, let me know what you think about this. I know the other brand tracks, the connections make a lot of noise, probably more than this. This is just a pitter patter from them little divots, like I said. But it's not that bad. But this track, solid, flat. The system all goes together perfect. It's the best one I ever used for that. And even when you're riding, it's still smoother than other ones. And it's quieter. It's just that's something I think if they would have made it go through the texture, you wouldn't have that pitter patter. So this system would have been like perfect. Well, let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. BS Slot Cars out. See you next time on the racetrack.
Dead man's turn.